So today I want to talk about perfection, perfection in football, and how so many players want to play, the perfect game. You always hear coaches say, strive for perfection, strive for everything to be, strive for no mistakes, everything to be perfect, everything to be this and that. And basically, it sounds like a productive way of thinking. Like, yeah, I want to strive to, to complete every pass, to score every shot I take, to complete every tackle that I attempt. But to be honest, yeah, it can actually be detrimental and actually be harmful to your game. And I'm going to tell you why. So the first point about why I think perfectionism is bad and why you shouldn't aim to be perfect all the time is literally that it will lead to overthinking on the pitch. And if you're overthinking on the pitch, you can't really get into that zone. You can't really play off instinct and just be focused on, I need to do what I need to do to help my team win type of thing. And the reason I say this is that because imagine if you're a striker, yeah, and you go out onto the pitch every time and you say every single shot I have to score. I can't miss one shot. Then if you get played the ball on your weak foot, yeah, and you have this mentality of like, oh, I have to score every single shot, you're probably not gonna take that shot on your weak foot because you're less confident. So let's say you're on the left side, you're on the left side of the box. You literally have the chance to just hit it on your left. But then obviously you take an extra 2 or 3 touches trying to work it on your right, trying to get that perfect angle for that perfect shot. And then by the time you've done all of that, the defender's come and he's blocked it. Or the centre midfielder's tracked back and he's come in and he's taken the ball off you, he's tackled you. And obviously that's way worse than if you had just taken the shot. Because if you had taken the shot with your left, even if you wouldn't have scored, you might have tested the keeper, you might have hit the post, rebound for your teammates. You don't even know, or even if you had skied it or shanked it, that could just your team getting that chance. That could have at least given your team momentum and been like, okay, cool. That's the first shot. It would have given your teammates confidence at least to say, all right, cool. He didn't score that goal, but at least we're creating chances. You know what I'm saying? We're getting in behind the defense. We're creating chances. But if you're taking 2 or 3 extra touches to try and work that angle, now you're what's it called, and the defender takes it off you. There's no momentum for your team coming from that. Now your teammates are annoyed at you. They're looking at you like, oh, what's this guy doing? Why didn't he just hit? Why didn't he just hit on his weak foot? You know what I'm saying? So obviously, overthinking leads to, like I said, overthinking it sort of just leads to you. Wait, what? Nah, perfectionism leads to you overthinking and just, like I said, not in the zone, not playing off instinct. It's the same as like a centre mid who what's it called, who's so afraid of giving the ball away. This used to be me at a certain point. As I was at a certain point, I would literally, during a match, yeah, I would literally count how many times I'd lost the ball instead of me just focusing on, let me help my team win, let me tackle, let me pass, let me play progressive passes. I would literally be focusing on, oh my gosh, so what? I've lost the ball twice this game. Okay, I can't lose the ball again. I can't lose the ball again. Oh, I've lost it 4 times. All right, cool. I've lost it 4 times. Oh, I lost the ball 6 times in a 90-minute game. Oh, I had a terrible game. You know what I'm saying? And then this would end up what's it called? Then I would end up not wanting to play that risky pass. Literally just playing backwards, playing sideways. There might be a winger who's running, and I just wouldn't. And sometimes I wouldn't play him the ball unless I absolutely knew I could make it. But if it was like a 50-50 chance of like the ball getting there or the ball not, I would never play that pass. This was when I was like I said, this was when I was like 12, 13, you know what I'm saying? Where I was so conscious of losing the ball, trying to have that perfect game, trying to have that 100% pass completion, you know what I'm saying? 100% pass completion, 100% tackle, what's called tackle success, 100% jewels won, all of that. I was too obsessed with that instead of just saying, what if I just said, yo, I don't care. I'm just gonna play this ball because even if I don't make it, hey, it is what it is. Because even if he didn't make it, he still had the chance to get there. I would have just told myself, yo, he didn't make it. Okay, next time I'm gonna put a little bit less on the pass. I'm gonna put more on the pass. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the point in having like 100% pass completion if you're not affecting the game in the final third as a centre midfielder? Like, what's the actual point? If all your passes are just going sideways and backwards, what's the point in having 100% completion? It's much better for you as a player to have 70% pass completion, but you played 4 passes that led to shots on goal, 4 key passes, and you got an assist in there as well. So like, let's be honest, even though you had more, even if you had more pass completion, who's like I said, which player is really the more effective player? The one who's does 100% pass completion, but is just passing the ball backwards and sideways, or the guy who has like a 60% pass completion, 60% pass completion, but has made 4 key passes and got an assist in the game. It's pretty clear to see. You know what I'm saying? So this is my problem with perfectionism, is that it makes you overthink. It makes you just not want to play off instinct. Just like I said, football's a simple game. Just what's it called? You just have to have that ability to just lock in the just lock in and just know that mistakes are gonna happen at the end of the day. So I might as well try that pass if it's on. I might as well have that shot on my weak foot, or just not even, it doesn't even have to be your weak foot. Just try that shot if you're a striker, even if it's not the perfect angle, even if there's bodies in the way, even if, like I said, there's a high chance the keeper saves it. Just test him, just hit it and see what happens. You never know. Keeper might spill it, might parry it to one of your teammates, might hit the post and something could come from it. So yeah, that's, like I said, that's my first point about trying to be perfect all the time. It makes you overthink. It makes you overthink a lot. And we all know that when we're in the zone, we all know that feeling when we're in the zone and we're just focused. Like nothing around us is, there's no thoughts in our head. Nothing around us is affecting us. That's when you have your best game, when you're literally just playing off instincts. You're playing that. If you're a number 10, you're playing that through ball, and you don't care if it gets intercepted or not. You're still gonna play it to your strike. You're still gonna get it there. Or if you're a winger, you're still whipping that ball into the strike every time. Or you're just going trying to beat your man every time, not really worrying. Oh, what if I don't? What if he tackles me? What if I lose the ball? No, you're just doing it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's my first problem with perfectionism, is that it makes you overthink and not really play at your best. Now, the next thing you have to learn about perfectionism is that when it comes to making mistakes is literally just a numbers game. Like, they're inevitable. They're going to happen on a football pitch. It's just about getting the mistakes out early and just focusing on the success. Like, think about it, bro. Let me use this analogy, bro. Think about you're in the street, yeah, and you approach 100 girls. You approach 100 girls, ask for their number, ask to go on a date, whatever you want to do with them, right? So you ask for their snap, whatever. You approach 100 girls. Even if 70 say no, and you get 30 girls, you're still coming away from that gas because you got 30 things. You know what I'm saying? You still got 30 things snap. So you're not even worried about the 7. You're not even worried about the 70, bro, because you're thinking, I still got 30 girls. That's a lot. You know what I'm saying? But imagine if you went out on the street and you and one girl rejected you, and you stopped approaching from there. You're like, oh no, I can't get rejected, blah blah. No, I can't get rejected by one girl. All of them have to like me, blah blah. Then you never would have even got to get the 30 girls snap. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like football, bro. If you shoot 100 times in a season, and you score 30 goals, you're not worried about the 70 missed chances, bro. No one's talking about the 70 missed chances, because everyone knows it's just a numbers game. You're not worried about the 70 missed chances. Like I said, you're worried about the 30 goals. You bagged 30 goals. Let's say you're a striker, you bagged 30 goals. No one's gonna bring like a compilation of your misses, bro. Like let's take Erling Haaland, for example. Erling Haaland, this guy, if you actually watch Man City play, I watch Man City a lot, even in the games where they play against lesser teams. You know what I'm saying? This guy has missed sitters, bro. Like, I'm telling you, this guy will take like 5 shots a game. And what I love about this guy, he can take 5 shots a game and miss all of them. But you'll never see his head down. You never really see his head down and like a loss of enthusiasm. He just keeps going. He just keeps going, and eventually he'll get his goal. Like, even in the Community Shield, when Nunes came off the bench and scored, and then Haaland missed that open goal. Even I looked at his facial expression. Obviously, he had his hands on his head and that, but like 2 seconds later, he just looked calm. He looked relaxed, because he knew that, as a striker, it's part of the game, innit? It doesn't matter how good you are, you're gonna miss sitters, right? CR7 has missed sitters, R9 has missed sitters, Suarez has missed sitters. It's just part of the game. If you shoot enough times, you're gonna miss a lot. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna miss a lot, but you just focus on the goals you scored. And obviously, after that Community Shield miss, we all know what Haaland went on to do. You know what I'm saying? 50 goals in his first season. Pretty sure he scored like 40 in his second. And now he's already on 10 goals after like what, 5, 6 games? It's crazy, in it. So you should just learn as a young player that mistakes are a numbers game. Like, they're gonna happen, but just as long as you make sure that there's successes in that along the way, it's calm. You could literally start off the game by giving the ball away 8 times. And hopefully, if your manager doesn't sub you, you can give the ball away 8 times at the start of the match, but then you end it. But then you end the game. What's it called? But then you end the game with like what, a 10 out of 18 pass completion, or at the end of the half, you've ended up with a 10 out of 18 pass completion, and then 3 of those passes were key passes, and you got an assist at the end of the half. Bro, are you really gonna think about? Obviously, your teammates might joke with you and be like, "Yo, you started off having a stinker," but at the end of the game, you're not gonna think about those. You're gonna forget about those 8 passes. You're gonna think about the 10 passes that you played afterwards, the 3 that led to chances, and your 1 assist. So yeah, like I said, mistakes are just a numbers game, bro. They're gonna happen. So just even if they do happen, just make sure you've got success. You've got successes along the way. Just make sure that you just put your head up and you make sure you just bounce back and make sure that you do better to help your team win the game. And then the last point is literally simple. And we all know this: perfection doesn't exist, bro. It doesn't exist. So it's always going to just lead to constant disappointment and constant frustration. And let's be honest, who wants to be in a state of just constantly coming off the pitch disappointed and frustrated, even though by other people's standards you still had a good game. So when it comes to perfection, I mean, you can say to yourself that you can gas yourself up before the game and say, yo, if you're a striker, yo, every single shot I have today, it's going in. I don't care. But obviously, at the back of your mind, you still say to yourself that you still know that, okay, cool. It's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. It's probably not gonna happen. If I have 5 shots, I'll probably score like 3 out of 5. But 5 out of 5 is probably not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? But you can still aim for it, but just not at the back. You can still aim for 5 out of 5, but just not at the back of your head. Okay, cool. Even if I score like 1 out of 5, it's still calm. I still got my goal. I still had a calm game. So what I'd say to young players is that don't always what's it called? You can aim for your perfect game. So let's say, like I said, let's use the striker example. You can aim for your perfect game. If your perfect game as a striker, you think in your mind is, okay, cool, 3 goal hat trick. So I'll score 3 goals today. I'm scoring every single chance I want to get. After that, yeah, I would say set your perfect game, and then set what's it called? Set like a certain standard that you can reach. So what I mean by this is that obviously you got a hat trick, that's your perfect game. But set a baseline standard that you know that, okay, if I do this, even if I didn't have the best game, this is like the lowest acceptable level of performance, if you get what I mean. So obviously, let me use the striker example. So if you score, so you say to yourself before the match, the perfect game I have is to score 3 goals. But then you say the lowest sort of acceptable standard for me is to literally have, what's it called, 3 shots on target. At least that way, even if you don't come away with your perfect game, you can still look to yourself and be like, all right, cool. I might have not scored today, but I had 3 shots on target. That means I'm getting in the right positions. And from there, it just breeds more positivity. You just feel like, okay, cool. It doesn't matter I didn't have the perfect game, but as long as I'm getting into those positions, as long as I'm testing the keeper, my shots are on target. Hey, you can just, at least then you can just say to yourself that, yo, it wasn't my day today. On another day, those shots go in. Maybe the keeper made a great save, whatever. Maybe the defender got a great blocking. Maybe a cross came from a corner. What's it called? Cross came from a corner. You've jumped up, you've headed it, and a defender blocked your header on the line. Is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, make sure before the game, just set a standard baseline requirement of your performance. Don't always, what's it called? Set a standard baseline requirement of your performance. Don't always aim for like the perfect game. Just set a base standard that you know you can reach and be like, yo, as long as I reach this baseline standard, I can still take positives from it. I can still look over it and say, okay, cool, I did this well, I did that well. So yeah, like I said, yeah, as a striker, at least you could be 3 shots on target, 3 shots on target. Hold the ball up well in 2 situations. Maybe make 1 tackle and what's it called? Link up well with my winger. It could be something like that, or it can be get 1 header, attempt 1 header in the game. So if you do that, like I said, at least you can say to yourself that, yo, I still had aspects of my game that were good. It wasn't a great performance. It wasn't my best performance, but I could still take positives. I could still take positives from this and move on to the next game. Instead of coming off the pitch, you know what I'm saying, head down, moaning. Um, Now your confidence is down. Now the next game you're gonna come into it. having doubts in your mind, less confidence, just breathing negativity. Now your mind's all over the place, and it's like, nah. Now you're going on a run with 5 games without a goal, and now everything's bad. Like, nah, nah, nah. Like I said, just set that baseline standard of performance, and then take the positives from there. Just move from there, and trust me, the next week you come back positive. You come back thinking, yo, I'm ready to play. I'm ready to score. And yeah, like I said, if you're confident, you'll score. If it's your day, you'll bag. So that's all I got to say for this vid. Hope you enjoyed. I've been JT, and I'm out.